Welcome to the map Westfold in BFME1 on the patch 2.22 after a very long time for a replay commentary between amazing players. With the green Isengard player Farad, he's opening with a Uruk pit, and his opponent is the blue Isengard player O2016-1. He's opening with a Uruk pit and a furnace, so it's a bit different. And this mirror is one of those matchups that can either be finished in 3 minutes or will potentially turn into an amazing game. And Uruks are already using the war chant. He's committing fully on the Uruk pit, which is the right building to go for, because if you can destroy this, it's going to give you the advantage that your pit is going to hit level 2 first, and this way you can recruit your berserkers faster than your opponent, which will give you the edge when it comes to fight for the early map control. And it's the map Westfold with a lot of possibilities. Of course, you can grow rich on this map. There are so many settlements you can fight for, and money in long term should not be a problem. And the Uruk pit has been already destroyed, but the blue Isengard player is controlling the whole map, which is pretty good. He was just able to rebuild the Uruk pit in a second. Because of the discount he's receiving from the lumber mills, he can do this only for 240 resources. So we have seen two different strategies. One player is rushing down the enemy Uruk pit, and the other player is focusing more on map control. He has in total 1, 2, 3, 4 lumber mills. Lumber mill, this one is going to be destroyed. 4 lumber mills means you will have in total 20% discount. And with that, you can fill up your base faster. And in order to level up the Uruk pit a bit faster, you can also just recruit the crossbowman. So this pit over here is, of course, going to hit level 2 way faster. Only after this Uruk already level 2. So he will start recruiting some berserkers, which are stronger compared to the normal Uruks, and can destroy the enemy lumber mills way quicker. Plus, they can also creep the goblins by themselves. So you can just send one of your berserkers to the spot, press the G button on your keyboard, so he can guard this area. He will kill all these goblins first and then creep this layer all by himself. So the economical advantage from this player, you can see that clearly. He has in total 5 furnaces in his base, and this player is just building up the first furnace. But don't be fooled by the current situation. It's potentially gonna look different in a minute, thanks to the berserkers and thanks to the map control he will achieve through them. This player is forced to build multiple furnaces in towers, and he's going to go for the Warg pit because he knows that he lost the advantage of the Uruk pit, and that he will, if he doesn't go for the Warg pit, end up losing the whole map. And of course, it's going to be super expensive. The Warg pit all alone is going to cost you a lot of resources. Plus, each Warg rider you will recruit will cost you 700 resources. So Farad has also now achieved 3 lumber mills on his way. But the blue Isengard player, O2016-1, has still the upper hand. And that's going to be even better very soon once the Wargs arrive. And of course, you can counter this with your pikemen, and they will also cost a lot of resources. And they're only good for that purpose. They are only made to fight the enemy wargs. They are super bad against creeps. They are super bad against anything that's not a cavalry. But you will need them regardless, because you will have to deal with the warg rider. So what you can do here in this situation is you can go for 2 wargs in total. Then you can demolish this building, fill up your base, and go for early armory. Or you can try to fight for the late game, and for that you would need your lords. So in the late game, whoever has the lords level 5 over the other opponent will have a clear advantage. So this pit is not level 2 yet. This berserker, he didn't pay attention to this. He will end up going down. The level 2 Uruks were safe, that's pretty good. And this berserker over here, spam of berserkers. Industry has been used from both the players actually. Farad is doing a good job over here. He's controlling more the bottom side of the map, and the blue Isengard player is controlling the top side. He's using the Warg riders for creeping. That's the cavalry advantage over here. And he was creeping offensively. That's something I like to see a lot. So take the creeps which are far away from you first, because these creeps are much easier for you to be taken. So he also will go for the Warg pit. No player is focusing on the heroes. Lords could be a potential option. Also, Sharku could be an option to counter the enemy Berserkers, for example, to trample them. And one more commitment from Farad. He will be able to take down the pit for the second time. So, no Berserkers yet. Not a single one was getting recruited so far from the blue Isengard player. And also the level 2 furnace is going to be taken down. It's pretty good. I like it. And I think he's cash floating a lot. He has 2.7k. Is he trying to rush Saruman? Or is he just not paying attention to his resources? Never mind, he was just not paying attention to the resources. He will now build the armory. But also, building that armory in the front is a big mistake. You know, you might not get punished for this, but the chances that you might get punished is of course much higher than building it behind your base. So the enemy has to walk all the way through. In that case, every tower is gonna shoot at them before they can even arrive at your armory. And the Wargs from the blue Isengard player are doing a very good job creeping, getting the power point advantage. One of the other breaking points in this matchup is, you know, when one of the Isengard players will unlock his reign, and if you do that faster than your opponent, you will have the upper hand in those big game deciding battles. Armory banner is going to be first upgrade because it's the cheapest by far for on the resources. The other ones are way more expensive, 2 times more expensive, up to 3 times more expensive. And the banner is still very important, even though it's the cheapest one. So map control is looking kind of evenish now. Farad in total 2 power points after the war chant, Vision of Palantir in the industry. And his opponent up to 4 power points after the Palantir, the war chant in the industry. The power point differential is thanks to the creeping from the blue Isengard player. Creeps are the most rewarding after killing heroes, for example. Okay, so the Farad, you know, of course you can see that's what I'm talking about. Clearly, the advantage of having Berserkers in the early mid game. In the late game, their impact is not going to be that great anymore. Once the enemy has upgrades, like he does, for example, he has Forge Blades, and I think he's about to get the heavy armor too. Banner purchase. So in this case, what you want to do is purchase everything and then demolish it right immediately. You don't want to waste a spot like this. And also, at some point, you will need the Uruk pit. Wargs are great for the early mid game, but they are not the greatest fighters in the ultimate late game, and they can be easily countered by having some pikemen in your combos. Or you can just make the pikeman crossbowman combo, which is going to be a great counter to the enemy cavalry as well. So what is the plan now? Forge Blades purchased, and only missing the fire arrows as he's about to get the heavy armor purchase first. The Berserkers are gonna be sent back home and just get some more pikemen and you are good to go, because he has nothing at this point he has nothing that can counter them. Upgrade, I like the outpost purchase here. He's building 2 towers for the defense. They are not going to be that impactful at this stage of the game. And I mean, of course, they are not going to be bad when it comes to defend this against like 1 or 2 Berserkers. But if he wants to destroy this, he will just potentially send his Wargs, and then with the upgrades, he can easily destroy these 2 towers. They are not going to be super impactful. What you could do potentially though, is you could garrison these towers. You can put some units inside of them, and you can also hide some pikemen, for example. Whenever the enemy comes close, you can put a pikeman in the tower, so he will think, oh, this outpost has no defense, and he will just send his units to this, and then you can get your pikemen out of the towers, and all of a sudden you will have a great defense which will prevent your opponent from destroying this. So Farad is preparing for the next big push. He has 3 Wargs and his opponent has 0 pikemen. So, but he has full towers, and potentially will also have like level 3 furnaces very soon. For example, this one in the front is going to be level 3 first. He's going to commit now to this tower first, and that's what I'm talking about. You can see the defense of this in the late game is not that great. He even used War Chant for this, which he didn't need to use. The Theta is going to be taken down. He was also preparing for a counter push, but you know, Farad is of course the upper hand because he has the control of the Uruk pit level 3, he can recruit some counter units to this Warg Riders, which his opponent just can't do. And I think he purchased everything from the upgrade. Now he's gonna start making some army. He has only a level 3 Uruk, but all you need to do is invest 1,000 resources for this pit, so you can recruit 2 crossbowmen and a Uruk. That's gonna turn your Uruk pit into level 2. So after the first 10 minutes into the game, we have no more creeps left, and PowerPoint wise, we have 4 power points in the bank for Farad, and his opponent has 3 power points, but he went for the devastation. That's something Farad didn't do. The map control is looking more green than blue, which is kind of understandable from the game's current perspective, thanks to the pit advantage from Farad over his opponent. And that's why devastation was a great choice, because he needed the resources, he still needs them, and Farad is gonna eventually out resource his opponent in long terms. But what he doesn't do, what he should be doing, is to control the outpost. The reason why is because his outpost control would be much greater compared to his opponent until this very point, because all he needed to do is to keep 1 pikeman at the outpost, and you can easily protect that. Sending this combo forward without any pikeman spot is a big mistake. The Warg Riders from Farad are gonna clean this up, no problemo. And also, the player O2016-1 will need some pikemen. He will need them. He's the one who is kind of greeding for the outpost control, but I like this, you know, because there is always a chance that your opponent doesn't pay attention to this spot of the map, and that your outpost can be a great investment. This time he also garrisoned this with the crossbowmen with fire arrows, so that's gonna be a bit better defense. And of course, against the mobile units, you can just send 1 pikeman. 1 pikeman is really all you need to control or protect this whole outpost, which, if you think about, is only 300 resources to protect an area which will grant you potentially 300 resources a minute. So it's a good investment. 6 power points collected for Farad. He's only 3 quarters away from getting to unlock the freezing ring. No player went for any heroes yet. So I would 100% go for Lords. 100%. At any stage of the game, he's super important. He's gonna go for Saruman first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Saruman is gonna be his first choice, and then he's gonna start making some armies. But think about this. Saruman, of course, super impactful hero. Will give you leadership right off the bat, has fireball, great range, great damage output, has the chance to turn the game around. But the enemy can just recruit a hero for 1300 resources to counter you. And alone the existence of the enemy lords will prevent your Saruman from going nuts. The pikeman getting caught. He's gonna feed the pikeman a lot. Forge Blade's gonna change everything, and 1 more combo is gonna be sent forward, but this time with the pikeman. So they are kind of going into different directions. Farad is preparing to move through the middle with 2 combos, waiting for Saruman to arrive. Here he comes. And this player over here has not the resources yet for his Saruman, but is kind of close to him, because the devastation is going to be back up in about 45 to 60 seconds, and the next devastation money is going to get him enough resources alongside with the time he needs to wait to unlock to be able to recruit his own Saruman. But he went for Lords first. So there comes the Warchant on 2 combos plus 3 Warg Riders and a Saruman. But there is a Lords. So this Lords is gonna miss the ability. Now Lords got him crippled, and that's gonna be a long cripple duration. Reen has been used from Farad, but he just randomly rushed the Worm Tongue. Here you wanna wait for the Worm Tongue. You wanna wait for it. At least use Fireball before. Nah, he has no Fireball. He has nothing. He's gonna go down. And that's why you wanna always use Palantir. Before you go for a move like this, you have the Palantir. You can scout what the enemy has. And if you did this, you would know that he has a Lords, and potentially you shouldn't go in like this. That's why you need your own Lords. Imagine you have your own Lords, then you can scout and you can cripple the enemy Lords and try to take him down. And the push was defended super easily actually, and this was donating so many power points to the blue Isengard player. Plus, he was able to save his lords. So pretty good in ideal situation. Saruman, he's level 5. It's gonna cost you another 2,000 resources. We are talking about an investment of 7.5k in total for the Saruman, who until this very point couldn't do anything. And he needs to rebuild the armory because I'm assuming he did not get some upgrades. So Warg pit is level 2 over here. He has a level 3 Uruk pit as well. And he now has also his own Saruman. Together, my lord, Sauron. Not Sauron. So, I think he was able to see the enemy Saruman. That's the warn signal for you that you need to recruit lords. He's controlling the whole map though. The top side is under his control. He has 2 outposts, good amount of resource income. Yeah, he totally didn't upgrade the fire arrows. That's a mistake. It's gonna cost you a lot of time and momentum. He's finally realizing, okay, that he needs lords. You can also go for Sharku when you have the resources. What you can do, look, the way the game works is pretty simple. If you have eco advantage over your opponent, you should also be able to take unfavorable fights, so where you can reinforce way easier than your opponent. What you can do is you can go for the second Uruk pit, for example. So you basically will also get through the pit bonus. Your units will be cheaper and you will be able to reinforce your army way quicker compared to your opponent. And that's what you want to do. Your eco advantage should mean something. And if you sit only on one Uruk pit, your eco advantage won't really have the same amount of meaning than you having 2 pits. Or what you can do is, for example, you can build another pit here, so you can pretty much continuously harass your opponent from this location. And from this location at the bottom side. But he has a very strong army now. That army should not be underestimated. He also will have the advantage over the freezing rain for the next big fight. Saruman, I want you guys to focus on the Sarumans. There are 2 of them, and the player who pays more attention to his wizard will have the upper hand in the upcoming battle. Okay, the question is green or blue? Who will have the upper hand? His outpost has no defense, it's gonna go down. He's now trying to send one of the pikemen forward, but I think it's a little bit too late. Okay, now the question. This Saruman is super greedy, by the way. Beautiful fireball, I like it. Good positioning with the lords as well, that's very good done, very well done. He got level 3 out of this almost. He's waiting now for the freezing rain to be back up. And this outpost is going to be the first target. So the blue Isengard player doesn't want to take the fight yet. There's also only the pikeman crossbowman combo, which are weaker compared to the crossbowman Uruk combo. Look this. You get the combo bonus only plus 10% armor. And this combo over here is plus 30% armor and plus 10% damage. So combo against combo battle, the Uruk crossbowman is far superior compared to the pikeman crossbowman. The reason why he went for the pikeman crossbowman, of course, is to counter the enemy Warg riders, but that's the only real purpose. There comes the speechcraft, and this is super greedy what he's trying to do. But I think he just wants to force to take the fight. Hero focus is super important. What is the Saruman doing over here? Cripple! Cripple! Oh boy. Lords didn't wake up. Lords didn't wake up. Now he crippled, but it's too late. I think you don't have the chance to take him down. Now you can't take him down anymore. Fireball did a phenomenal job. This Lords is trying his best to finish him off, but I think you can't. He needs to run for his life. He's using the Carnage and trying to get away. This Warg could wake up. And remember what I told you before. Saruman micro is the game deciding factor. You just can't go in like this. And he needs to revive his Saruman one more time. He was level 6, so that means it's gonna take you more time. You lose 15 seconds, plus you need to invest 200 more resources. Luckily, resources are not a big problem for this guy. And the reason why I said before the second pit is, as you can see, if you lose a fight, you can reinforce your army. You can fill up your command points way quicker. So I like the way that this player is moving. What he needs to do is to send those big damage army, like for example this battalion is battle damage and this battalion is battle damage. You can send them back to the base, and with this playstyle you can extend your command point limit. You can end up having like 10 combos because the command points are based on your current army. And even though you will, how can I say it, even though you will not be able to recruit more units, but it's gonna not count for the units recovering from the battalion. So you can have, even though your limit is 460, you can have like 700 units on the field with that strategy. Power points are looking Farad wanted to go in for this Saruman, but he was luckily paying attention. It's a bad fight to take. Firewall is available. He's about to use it. Kaboom! Sun level 7. Level 9 unlocks the Thunderbolt, which is super effective. And Saruman plus Lurtz. This Lurtz is level 5, by the way. Super important as well. But it's only impactful when the rain is not available. So, what does it mean? This means that this army has additional 60% damage and this army doesn't. And leadership is one of the most important factors in the entire game. The game is based on leadership. So, more DPS means your army is gonna outclass the enemy army. You will be able to break through them easier. You can destroy buildings faster. You can burst down the heroes from your opponent way easier. And the map control is looking very great now for Blue Eisinger player. I like this game. It's a back and forth game. Very well done. He's now going for the Siege Wargs, but I think you can see what I'm talking about. He has 486 out of 460 available command points. Going for 3 towers because he doesn't really need the resources. He has a great outpost over here. All about to hit level 3 every single furnace, which is very good. I like it. Every furnace in the base is also level 3, so getting crazy amount of resources. And the fight is breaking out. Look, the Saruman once again. Again, the same mistake. What is he thinking? Look what I'm talking about. You know, he gets like one-shotted. Yeah, look, he did a good job here. He basically said, okay, you know what? I don't need to use my Saruman because I have the advantage anyway. And he just retreated and ended up saving his Saruman every single time. He didn't lose his Saruman a single time, while Svarad lost his Saruman back to back to back. 3 times in a row. Rain is available for both the players. We will see a Balrog very soon. And of course, at this point of the time, the Blue Eisinger player has clearly the upper hand. And one of the best Isengard mirrors I've seen so far. This army will not rest. It will keep moving. It will keep going, and he should keep moving. Look, in this situation, what you want to do is you want to force your opponent to use the rain, and whenever he does it, you can retreat. Now the Uruk pit level 3 is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because you will lose a lot of production speed. Yes, you can rebuild the Uruk pit, but it's gonna, like, the recruit time of the units is going to be much longer. Save this level 3 crossbowman. It didn't, unfortunately. Farad has, like, basically the Balrog now. Yes, the Balrog, will he use it defensively? He will need to use it defensively. I'm a demon. Ancient form. Get over here. Oh, double hit. Oh my god. He got tricked. Oh my god. But in the meantime, there is another Balrog coming. And good move from this boy to destroy the Zeta. Because he knew that his Saruman was coming out from this location. Farad is not paying attention. Whip him. Get over here. Finish him off. No, he couldn't finish him off. I mean, his Saruman is going to be super delayed, of course. He's trying to now revive him from the Zeta at the top right side. And he has no more pit. So, he has a pit here. Finally, he's realizing, okay, I need another pit. Blue Isengard player has still the upper hand. He has still Warg Riders, which is something Farad doesn't have. So imagine him having Warg Riders, you know, then the enemy would still be forced to recruit the Pikeman Crossbowman combo. If he didn't, you can just send him to this location and clean up the combos. Crossbowman will be sent in. But I think it's gonna just go down. The Wargs are actually super tanky. And his Saruman cannot come out again, so he needs to re-revive him once more. And that's what I'm talking about. Now he has 2 pits, and you can see here the pit bonus is 10%. So instead of having to pay 400, you can just now pay 360. And with that being said, you will have in 20 seconds not only 1 crossbowman, but you will have 2 of them. And if you have the economical advantage, you can fill up your command points way easier. Now Lourdes might be in big trouble. Lourdes is actually in big trouble. Never mind, he's gonna get away thanks to the stop move tactic. If he was level 7, it's gonna take you only 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Starting from level 8 to 9, it's gonna take you 3 minutes to revive him. And from level 10, it's gonna take you 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This Saruman is about to be back in a second. The pit is level 3. The production speed is kinda crazy. You can recruit them in 18 seconds. Which is pretty good. Level 5 Lourdes. I think we will at least get the chance to see one more Balrog. And the decision you need to make about when and how to use it can also be a difference between a good player and a pro player. A pro player will try to summon his AOD or Balrog in a way where he can get the most amount of benefit from it. Like when you're in a winning situation, you don't need to use the Balrog for killing armies, you know. In a dream world, you should try to do both. So summon him in a spot where you can first of all wipe out the whole army and then still have the time to destroy the most important buildings. For example, when you are the blue Isengard player, you can try to summon it here underneath of the green army, and then you fly in, destroy the Zeta. Here, this one is gonna be gone, and then you can fire breath this way. So you can destroy the Uruk pits one more time, and this way you will have the knowledge that your opponent cannot recruit armies anymore. Good trample actually. I like the way that he has 2 armies, Wargs and this Lourdes got crippled. So oh my god. He stole. I think you cannot steal anymore. Well, he will steal actually. But only 1 combo has been stolen. Blast. Oh my god. Don't let him blast you. What a juice. Oh my god, actually. Farad did a good job here. Now you want to turn and kill Lourdes. Kill Lourdes. He cannot cripple anymore. Lourdes gonna go down. Kaboom! What a great move from Farad. What a great move. If he can somehow get level 9, bro, that's gonna change everything. The Thunderbolt, the Rain Thunderbolt combination is potentially one of the deadliest combinations in the entire game. So your Rain is gonna make sure that the enemy will lose all the leaderships. Ooh, be careful. Saruman. Oh my god, he got So unlucky. Okay, he doesn't want to finish off the Balrog, the wizard. The explosion dealt so much damage to even Saruman. This Balrog is built different. Because they are level 3, they're not gonna get one-shotted. Balrog is losing too much time. He's fully committing. Saruman is going to this spot. Blast him. Didn't one-shot. Oh boy. Saruman should come back as soon as possible. He's gonna use the fireball one more time. He needs to use the Balrog defensively. He needs to use it. Otherwise he will take too much damage. Or he will potentially end up losing the game even. Charku is back from the graveyard. My Wargs are hungry. This Uruk is doing a good job. Good job. The fireball cooldown is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You cannot reuse it. He needs to use now the Balrog defensively regardless. He was trying to get away without using it. It took just too much damage from the combos. And only one furnace. 2 sentry towers and a rebuilding citadel is remaining. Plus, lost the whole map and that's why he's starving. He has not the resources to even fill up the base again. He's only playing with 1 lumber mill. About to get the second one. Every power point has been unlocked through, but the blue Isengard player has clearly the advantage. 8,000 resources. Yes, Saruman already back on the field. And that's the reason why I keep repeating myself all the time. Maybe it's annoying for you, but map control at every stage of the game is everything. Because even if you have 10,000 resources, if you cannot maintain the resource generation, you will starve to death. You need the economical advantage. You need it. He stole one of the combos from his opponent. Saruman is recovering slowly but surely. One last fireball. That's all he can get off. Rain is on cooldown for both the players. Always fireball the combos. Always fireball the combos or archers. Not fireball. Oh. Don't fireball the Wargs. Oh, there is another Saruman coming. I don't know. I would love to see the Thunderbolt. I would love to see it. But he just can't. I think he can't read it. He can't read it. Charku is not moving. Actually, defending. Fireball is available. Use it right here on this spot. He's back to full HP, but there is a lord. Oh my god, he got crippled. Lords is not here to have fun. Ooh, fireball. Maybe you can get it. Use blast. Do something. Oh my god, so close to get level 9, but we can't get the chance to say it. So unlucky. And that's gonna be the end of the game. Isengard is victorious. I mean, very well played actually from the blue Isengard player. I like the focus. I like the way that he was always focusing on 2 armies. Always at any stage of the game focusing on the map control. From the beginning of the game until the very end, he was always there for the map. He never stopped taking care of this. And that's, in my opinion, one of the 2 reasons why he won. The reason number 1 definitely is the micromanagement of Saruman. He kept his wizard alive until the very end, until Balrog killed him. Other than that, Farad just lost his Saruman over and over again. And for me, personally, that's the reason number one why Farad lost and his opponent won. GG, well played. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like to this video, subscribe to not miss future uploads on this channel. I will see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself, keep like a truck, and as always, stay beyond standards. Peace out, boys.